Oh man, can't wait for this video to get like 8 views. Never become a weeb, kids. At one moment you'll be watching Evangelion, and then the next we'll be making a 9-part YouTube series that you still need to finish. It's coming soon. I swear. Like forgive me, but like it's gonna be the next video. So just wait a little longer. So, Texhnolyze. Texhnolyze is about a guy who punches a lot, except he punches so much that people start punching back, but this time with swords and guns. So he gets a new masturbation hand, only to no longer need it because his will to fap has been completely subsumed by his infinite angst, only to then set out into the world with the greatest sense of post-nut clarity to find his purpose in life. Texhnolyze is one of those deep shows that genuinely has things to say about the existential purpose of technology, humanity's relationship to its own selfish desire for innovation, or whether or not blondes can be scientists, which in short they can't, because Texhnolyze is full of a bunch of bigots who don't understand female nature, need to be canceled. Thank God based and feminist pilled Shinji is here to do that for us. Rogue One on Ichise. Did you see what I did there with the naming scheme? Yeah, it's like the show, because the show calls it Rogues for no fucking reason. So, did you like that CJ the X knockoff? I've tried for 6 months to make this video. As you can tell, this is probably slightly different lighting, and I'm wearing a different outfit than last time because it's a different day that I am recording this. I have tried to write and make this video in so many different ways, and I'm giving up and trying to do something special or pretentious, and I'm just going to make this video how I want to, but at least slightly different than when I make my normal videos. And I want to finish this thing, and I want to give you guys the Ava video, next Ava video, so I will go ahead, finish this up, make Ava. Without further ado, let us continue. Ichise, unlike other protagonists, lacks a goal throughout 90% of Texhnolyze. In fact, it becomes so much of a problem that the show goes out of its way to point out this issue, and tells Ichise, hey, everyone's kind of taking advantage of you, or like kind of disregards you the moment that you become inconvenient, so maybe, just maybe, you should do something for yourself. Of course, it is after Ichise learns the nature of his world and his family is he able to descend back down into Lux and commit to doing something for someone else because he cares about them. Being where I am in life currently, I feel like this is why I resonated with Ichise so much. He doesn't have a purpose. I don't have a purpose. His ability to stare at the existential abyss in the face and still come out of it saying, I want to descend, is genuinely commendable. There are tons of characters in Texhnolyze that are confronted with some kind of existential crisis in one way or another, and none of them are really able to take it very well. Ron, after realizing how horrific her life and the state of the world will be by the end of the story, opts to push Ichise away as to protect him. The leader of the Salvation Alliance opts to die in a blaze of glory after revealing himself to be a fraud, or at least a hypocrite, being someone who has previously been Texhnolyzed and burned by the nature of the technological systems of the universe. Shinji becomes a fucking school shooter, and Kano just plain and simply opts to be a simp. Forever. Even if everyone dies effectively in Texhnolyze, the vast majority do with some kind of regret. Dr. Kamata decides to die in the surface world after finding out twice that her deep-seated love for technology and its ability to help humanity has been largely for nothing. She could have theoretically helped Ichise find a purpose like she said she was going to and she promised, but she didn't. She doesn't give herself another avenue to find meaning despite harboring so much of it in Ichise, which one could fairly chalk up to the years of regret she has after working for so many years in terms of her life's work, which now effectively means nothing. But take someone like Onishi, who has an unwavering faith in humanity and rationality even in the face of insanity. He can die knowing he stuck to his ideals and ultimately did his best. Similarly with Ichise, he was stuck on the surface world learning the nature of his universe, which meant he couldn't have been down in Lux protecting Ron, so he can't really blame himself for anything that happened. He wasn't there. It's not his fault. He can die with a sense of peace because he did his best. And according to Texhnolyze, that's all we can really hope for in the face of the inevitable end of humanity. The attempts made by those in the show effectively led to everyone dying or dealing with a fate arguably worse than death. Idealists like Dr. Kamata and the Theonormals, who believed that technology could save humanity from themselves, are effectively just that, idealists, and will eventually become disillusioned with a universe that is cold and neutral towards the idea of life in general. If I can die knowing that I did realistically my best to live the best life I could, then maybe I can leave with a sense of peace like Ichise. Ironic for a character like Ichise that could very easily be compared to an animal for a lot of the show, to then experience the most intense feeling of serenity when meeting his end. In that sense, Texhnolyze is an optimistic story, that even though the universe is nihilistic and hopeless, humanity will go out fighting. At least we'll be able to go out with the solace that we lasted a lot longer than we probably should have, because we wanted to live. Speaking of living, you can help me live by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Most importantly, pledging to my Patreon. All links, of course, are in the description. Thank you so much for those who have been waiting for the end of the Ava series. I am currently in the works of finishing that up. There are 2 videos left of that, so look forward to when those come out. And I have a bunch of ideas for other videos, so don't think I'm going to be ghosting like the moment I finish the Ava series. I'm just trying to do other things in the meantime of doing an Ava series, so I don't want to be just an Ava guy. But nevertheless, thank you so much for waiting, and thank you so much for watching, and take care.